Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock. It's time for a 5x5. Now this is where I take 5 subjects related to magic. I spend 5 minutes talking about each subject and then I move on to the other subjects. It's always quick, it's always visual. You never know what you're going to get. Now today I'm going to be doing one of our, this is one of the most popular videos on the channel when we do a tutorial special on the 5x5s. And we've done them the last few weeks on so many different things. But today we're going to be talking about card forces. Now we've done a card forces 5x5 special before. That was about a year and a half ago. This is the follow-up one that I promised you. This is 5 more card forces that you might not have seen before. 5 really cool card forces that you can put into your act and you can use them in whatever scenario you see fit. I have to be honest with you, I think having more than one way to do something is great. And there's so many routines, there's so many revelations that revolve around using a forced card. Why wouldn't you have like 6 or 7 different ways of forcing one? So on this video, we're going to talk about our 5 favorite forces with a regular deck of cards. Now, 2 things that you need to know. 1, if you want to see the previous 5x5 force special, if Michael can be bothered, he'll link it in the description above, in which case you can go and click on that description and learn it, or alternatively, you can go and search for it yourself. Also, if you want to see another one of these, if you want to see a follow-up video, please let me know in the comments down below. I could probably do another 3 videos on card forces, so please let me know. And finally, you want to see a load more card forces, go and join the Netrix. It's my online streaming platform for magicians. There are literally hundreds of slides on there, and there are so many card forces, you could shake a stick at them. Anyway, let's get straight into it. My 5 favorite card forces that you might not be using right now. Okay, so the first force we're going to be looking at is the classic force, or my favorite way of doing it is the attitude force, which is basically the same thing but with a bit more attitude. It was Mark Mason that called his version of the classic force the attitude force. So I'm going to show this to my friend Jack. Jack, you're going to pick the 6 of diamonds. No, the king of diamonds, sorry. Just do me a favor, reach in, grab one of those cards. You got one? Yep. And it's the king of diamonds. Boom. Amazing. And that's the attitude force. It works every single time, and it really is just attitude. So you give the cards a shuffle, and you go, right, Jack, do me a favor, just reach in and grab a card. There you go. And it's the king of diamonds. So that's the attitude force. Now, the classic force, attitude force, let me go through the classic force first of all. The classic force, the idea is that you're going to be forcing the top card of the deck. Now, you have to have a break in the middle of the deck, and you can literally just cut half the cards over and hold a break. Nothing wrong with that. However, if you want to make it look a little bit more deceptive, you can do a shuffle first of all. So you can hold the cards in overhand shuffle position, shuffle off half the pack, in jog 1, shuffle off like that, which means that you've got a big honking in jog just above where your force card is, so you can lift up there and get a little finger break above the king of diamonds. Now, the classic force, the idea is that you spread through the cards and you say, take a card for me, Jack, and you're going to time it. This is how the original classic force was written up. You're going to time it so that as you get to the card where you've got the break, this one here, they're reaching forward to take the card. So it's like, take a card for me, Jack, take a card, and then you literally just kind of you time it so that they take that card as their hand is coming forward. That's the classic force. Now, Mark's addition to it, and the reason he called it the attitude force, is he literally just gives you the card. It looks very fair, but with the attitude force, I just give you the card. So I spread through slowly and I say, do me a favor, reach in and grab a card. Now, when I see his hand moving forward, I'm just going to go straight to the break and put that card in his fingers. But it looks really fair. So it looks like, do me a favor, reach in, grab a card. Okay, perfect. And it really is just an attitude thing. It's so much easier than the normal classic force. You don't feel like you're being forced because you can see all the cards going past, but I'm literally just, the only option he has is that one card. So do me a favor, Jack, just reach in and grab a card. Yeah?
Yep.
Fantastic. Now, the way to practice the attitude force is to, there you go, that's the original classic. The way to practice the attitude or the classic force is when you're doing a card trick and this works, this is the same for any force. when you're doing a card trick and you don't need someone to pick a particular card, in other words, it's a free choice, rather than just saying pick a card, any card, go for it, take anyone you want to, go and pick any card, rather than doing that, just force the top card on them and see if you can do it, because it gives you a chance to practice forcing a card on somebody in a situation where you don't actually need to force a card. So if I was doing a normal trick and I'd say, Jack, do me a favour, reach and grab a card for me. There you go, very good. There you go. Now, that was interesting. He went for the bottom card, not the top one. Occasionally that'll happen. Now, if that happens, if he goes to the bottom card, take a card. If he goes to the bottom card like he has there, I'm not going to have him take it. I'm just going to cut, and you say, you want this one, are you sure? Now, I could either do a double lift at that point and show him the card, which is obviously the King of Diamonds, or I could do a second deal, and I could say, there you go, have a look at that card, and I could just deal the second card from the deck, absolutely fine. It's completely up to you, but you know, the thing with the Classic Force and with the Attitude Force is, as you're practicing it, you are going to make mistakes. It's going to go wrong. So make sure that if you are doing it in a situation where you need to force a card, you have an out. It might be that if I need him to pick this King of Hearts, for example, and he doesn't, and he picks something else, I do a trick with that, and then I go back to the King of Hearts later on, and I just add an extra trick in. Remember, the audience doesn't know what the trick is that you're going to do, so because of that, you can go in any direction and change things on the fly, and they are not going to be aware of that. So that's the Classic Force, the Attitude Force. One more time, you can take the 5 of Hearts from me, Jack. Take the 5 of Hearts. You sure you want the 5 of Hearts? Yeah, go for it. Take the 5 of Hearts. That's the one you want. Yeah, there's the 5 of Hearts. So that's the Attitude Force stroke the Classic Force. Now let's move on to another force. Now this, I remember when I first saw this force, I was like, there's no way, absolutely no way this force is going to work. And it does. It's ridiculous. Now, the first person I saw do this was Simon Lovell, and Simon Lovell called this the stupid force. So I've always thought of it as a stupid force, but I think it does predate Simon Lovell. I'm not too sure. I learned it in like the late 80s from a Simon Lovell lecture. It's ridiculous. I'm going to force the King of Hearts on you. Do me a favour, just say stop.
Stop.
Great. Do you want to have that card? Have a look at it. Remember it? There it is. Sorry, the King of Diamonds. Yeah, that's the one. And it is literally that. We'll do it again. Just say stop.
Stop.
Great. Can you have that card? Have a look at it. Remember it? There it is. King of Diamonds. So it's ridiculous because it feels a little bit like the Riffle Force, but it's not, because there's no break. The card's on top of the deck. You're going to riffle down the deck with your thumb, and you're going to have them say stop. Now, when they say stop, these fingers are here. You're going to just drop all of the cards where they said stop onto your fingers, and you're going to use your left fingers to flip them over and say take that card. So they're saying stop here, and you're actually giving them the top card of the deck. It's the equivalent of saying, Jack, say stop.
Stop.
Have a look at that card. Now that would be fairly obvious. I think that would even, like, you'd pick up on that, Jack. Yeah. Say stop.
Stop. Ta-da.
Wouldn't work. But because of all of the flippy floppy nature of this force, people lose track of what's where and what's not where. So just say stop.
Stop.
Great. Do you want to have a look at that card for me there, Jack? Remember it, don't forget it. And it feels really, really fair. So there you go. It's stupid, and you're probably watching this and going, really? That wouldn't fool a blind monkey. Trust me, it fools monkeys, blind monkeys and normal monkeys. It fools all of them. It's a great force, and you've just got to pay no attention to you don't want to make a big deal. Say stop. Say stop.
Stop.
So you stopped right there. Right there, Jack, take that card, because that's stupid. But if you act like it's unimportant, hey, for this trip we need a card, say stop.
Stop.
Great, can you look at that card for me there, Jack? Show everyone, don't show me. Great, boom. It's kind of, again, an attitude thing. But that's called the stupid force. So that's force number 2. Now we're going to go into, there you go, force number 3. Now, I've always known this next force as the Bevel Force. And the first time I saw somebody do it, it was John Bannon in Stranger's Gallery, and it's an amazing force, and it can be used in so many different ways, but let me show you the basic way of doing it. I'm going to riffle down the deck face up, Jack, and when I do, you're going to say stop on any card. Now don't go all the way to the bottom, because that's the 2 of Hearts. I know what the bottom card is, but any other card, say stop.
Stop.
There, you sure?
Yeah.
A positive?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put these here. Let's have a look at the card that you stopped at. It should be the King of Diamonds if I've done my job right, and yes, I have. Now, it seems very fair, okay? So the original, that was a modified, Bannon published a modified version of that force. after Stranger's Gallery came out. But the original Stranger's Gallery Force, which I'll show you first, then I'll show you the adaptation. The cards on the top of the deck, you bevel the deck like this. Okay, so you just come in and you just bevel the deck, give it a fairly wide bevel. And all you're going to do is your fingers are going to push that card over to the right like that. Okay, so you're just going to push that card over to the right. And I do that push as I demonstrate that I'm going to riffle down the deck with my thumb. So as I demonstrate like that, I'm going to push in with my fingers and do that. So that card's now in position. Now, if I do this up here, you'll see what's happening. As I riffle, you just say stop. Jack, say stop.
Stop.
When you say stop, I'm going to take all those cards out. And because that one card is pushed to the right, when I take all of these cards out, I can square up and I can say, so you want to stop right here, and I can show the force card. So full speed, that looks like this. I'll do it full speed exposed and full speed at normal angle. So Jack, I'm going to riffle down the deck with my thumb. Just say stop.
Stop.
Right there.
Yep.
Okay, let's have a look at that card. It's the King of Diamonds. In full speed without exposing it. Jack, as I riffle down the deck with my thumb, just say stop.
Stop.
Right there, you sure?
Yep.
Now, the improvement on this is to put the force card second from top. So the force card goes second from top, and what you do is you do the same bevel. The only difference is you say, I'm going to riffle down the deck with my thumb, and you don't push that card over. You say, I'm going to riffle down the deck with my thumb. You can stop anywhere, but don't stop on the bottom card. I know what that is. And you take the bottom card out and you show it. Now, as you put it back on the bottom, the fingers are going to push that card over to the right. So I'm actually pushing the card second from the bottom over. But I've shown the bottom card. They can see that's not the force card. So now they say stop.
Stop.
When they say stop, I do effectively the same thing. But I can spread these out and they can see that that original top card is still there. And yet when I turn these over, this is the force card. So it's basically the same thing. In full speed, it looks like this. Jack, I'm going to turn the deck face up. I'm going to spread the cards out like this and riffle down. And you're going to say stop. But don't stop on the bottom card. I know what the bottom card is. Yeah, somewhere more in the middle if you can. So just say stop.
Stop.
Right there, you sure?
Yep.
Okay, so you could have stopped on any of these, any one of these at all, but you stopped on this one, which would be the force card, the King of Diamonds, right? And I'll do that one more time, but in an exposed fashion, so you can see. So Jack, I'm going to riffle down the deck with my thumb. You're going to say stop. You can stop on any card, but don't stop on the Ace of Clubs. I know what that card is. Any other card. So just say stop.
Stop.
Right there, you sure?
Yep.
Perfect. Let's have a look at that card. King of Diamonds. Now, the only other thing that's worth noting is doing this force face up will effectively hide the back of every other card in the deck, which is what Palin used with Stranger's Gallery. So if I've got a blue deck with one red card on top, I can do this force like this, have them say stop, show that card that they've stopped at, put it on the table, and I've hidden the backs of all of the cards, which is very useful if you're doing a color changing deck. The other thing to note is you can do this face down and force the bottom card. So if you want to force the bottom card, you start off with the cards face down, do that same force, and when they say stop, they're going to have stopped right there on the King of Diamonds. Or you can put it second from bottom and do the same thing as you did before. So you can say, look, I've got a deck of cards here. I'm going to go down the deck. You're going to say stop, but don't say stop on the bottom card. I saw that was the Jack of Clubs. Say stop somewhere else. So say stop.
Stop.
There you go. So you could have stopped anywhere, but you stopped here on the King of Diamonds. So you can do it face up or face down. If you do it face down, you're going to obviously force the bottom card. If you do it face up, you're going to force the top card. But that is the Bevel Force. Okay, so the next one is, I think of this as the Pullback Force. I think that's not its proper name. If you know the name of this force, please let me know down below, because I've always kind of referred to it as the Pullback Force. It's a great force. Let's say I'm going to force the 4 of Hearts on you, Jack.
Yep.
The idea is I'm going to turn these cards over one at a time, and as I do, anytime you want to, just say stop.
Stop.
There, you sure?
Yep.
Okay, so let's go through. You could have stopped any of these, but you stopped on this one. I said it was going to be the 4 of Hearts, and shkaboom, there it is, the 4 of Hearts. So all you're going to do with this is you're going to put the cards second from the top. And you're going to pull back cards, apparently, one by one. Now, all you're going to do is get a break underneath the top 2 cards of the deck. So underneath the force card, turn the top card end for end, and you show it, and you say, I'm going to pull these cards, I'm going to turn these cards over and pull them back one at a time, say stop anytime you want to. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back a double. So I'm pulling back the 8 and the force card beneath it. And now I'm just going to keep turning singles over. So I'm going to keep just turning singles over, and I'm going to have you say stop anytime you want to.
Stop.
Yeah. Now when you say stop, that's obviously not the card, but the card is here. So I can just push all of these cards forward at this point, spread off, and they can see all of the cards that they didn't say stop on. And then this is actually going to be their card. It's very easy and it's very deceptive. Now, anybody who's got my project Evoke will know that I use this slice on Evoke to do an any card at any number. And I actually use this force on a video that I put on Magic TV about 3 years ago now on how to improve, in my opinion, Michelle Hoyt's socks trick from Vanishing Ink. The point I'm trying to make here is you can actually do this and have them name a position in the deck as well, and just give them the card at that position. So let's say the 4 of hearts is second from the top. You say there's 52 cards into the deck. I'm going to count down to that card I'm going to count down to any position in the deck that you want to, showing you each card as we go down. What number would you like?
18.
18. So that would be the 1, that would be 2, that would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Aren't you? Don't you wish you'd named a smaller number now? 11, 12,
No, this is
13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And that's the 18th card. You could have had any one of these 17 if you'd named a different number. This is the 18th card. This would be 19. This would be 20, 21, 22, 23. You get the idea. They're all different. But you named the 18th card, which would be the 4 of hearts. So there's a couple of different ways of doing that. You just need to pull back that double at the end, at the beginning, and the rest of the force works itself. If you want to be very, very specific about the card they're getting, this is a great way to do so. So this one is kind of a very easy way of doing a cull type force. I first saw Jay Sankey do this many years ago. I think it was on one of his very early DVDs. I think it was like Oh No by Jay Sankey or something. But it looks like this. I'm going to go through these cards. Well, which card am I forcing? I'm going to force the 3 of diamonds. Okay. So I'm going to go through these cards one at a time, and you're going to actually, you know what? Just touch one. Just touch one. Be fair. That one there. Are you sure?
Yep. Okay.
Have a look at the card. Should be the 3 of diamonds.
It is.
Yee. So how this works is the card is on top of the deck. Of course, I didn't look at what the top card of the deck was in that performance. I looked at the bottom card and just shuffled it to the top. But you need the top card of the deck. And you start off by pulling cards into your hand one at a time, reverse counting them. So you pull the first card into your hand, which is the force card, and then you pull a few more on top of it like that. And you get to a point where you've pulled 4 or 5, and you go, actually, it's easier to just have you touch one. Now, as I say that, these 4 or 5 cards are held here, so that when I spread these cards out, these 4 or 5 cards are riding under the spread. So when they touch one, I literally just square everything up and show them the card. And it's going to be the force card. So from this angle, let's say the force card's the 2 of clubs. I'm going to go through these cards one at a time. As I do, just touch one card. Sorry, start again. I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to go through these cards one at a time. Actually, I'll just spread them, just touch one. That one there, are you sure? Boom, have a look at that card. And it's always going to be their card, the card you want them to have. So in full speed, it looks like this. Jack, I'm going to force the 5 of hearts onto you, okay? So I'm going to go through these cards one at a time. Actually, you know what? Just touch one. That one there, you sure? And there it is, the 5 of hearts. Now, the key thing to making this work is your attitude. And what I mean by that is you have to kind of not make a big deal. You don't want to make this moment suspicious. So you don't want to go, I'm going to go through these cards one at a time, Jack. Actually, Jack, I don't think that's a fair way to get you to pick a card. So, Jack, I will spread through the cards like this. And I want you to touch one. It needs to be kind of more like you've changed your mind in mid-selection. So, hey, Jack, do me a favour. Just say stop. Actually, you know what? Just touch one. Let's do it that way. Just touch one. Oh, you want the 8 of diamonds, do you? That's a good choice. I'd pick the 8 of diamonds if I were you as well. So... it's a nice, easy force. It's, you know, culling a card is not an easy thing to do. It's something that a lot of people struggle with, but this is a nice, easy way of doing that kind of under the spread force. And it's not hard to do, but it looks really good. So there you go, guys. That's another 5x5 in the bag. Do me a favor, let me know what you think in the comments down below. You want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. And also, don't forget, if you want to see more information about card forces, go and join the Netrix. It's www.thenetrix.com. You can join and see what all fuss is about. There is literally hundreds of sleights on the Netrix. They're all catalogued down. There's hundreds of tricks on there. We add 5 new tricks every fortnight. But if you're into card forces, there's more on there than you could possibly ever need. Go to the Netrix if you want to learn out more about the Netrix. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. My name's Craig from Magic TV.